Dr. Satyendra Singh, do you think it's deliberate? I mean, it's certainly tone deaf, but if I'm thinking to myself, was ChatGPT used to make this curriculum? And if it was, ChatGPT would have certainly done its research better than whoever framed it and at least known the law of the land before putting things down which are in complete violation of the law. Do you think this was deliberate?
No, this was, this was no clerical error. This was probably deliberate. I tell you why. The letter which you said that was, Kerala and Madras High Court, the NMC secretary, they made a committee. Who was the chairperson of that committee? The chairperson of that committee was Dr. Vijayendra. And their task was to weed out the homophobic and queerphobic content from the undergraduate medical education curriculum. Now, who has issued these guidelines? These guidelines, there are 4 boards in the National Medical Commission. One is for undergraduate medical education, for postgraduate, and then ethics. So the president and the person who has signed this undergraduate medical education curriculum is the same person who was the chairperson, Dr. Vijayendra. So how can you say that this is a typographical error when the person who was appointed post the heckling from the 2 honorable courts was the chairperson, and that person is signing along with Dr. President Dr. Aruna Vanika? How can you say that this was a casual error? This was not a casual error. The second thing, there are 2 cases going on in Delhi High Court currently, in which the legal counsel of the National Medical Commission on the disability guidelines said that no, there is some problem in this because this will be changed. So this was specifically to the medical admission for disabled candidates from 2025. So their counsels are clueless, their undergraduate board is clueless, the chairperson is clueless. It is an entire mess. And definitely there should be rolling of hats, definitely. I mean, there are only 2 people in the undergraduate board. If they can't do their job, if they are so incompetent, leave this job.
Dr. Surabhi Mitra, last word to you. Fact is that the NMC's new guidelines have been out for the last 48 hours, right? So far, we have, it's only after one has read the guidelines do we know what exactly it entails. We've spoken about, how it's tone deaf to the LGBT plus community, to people who are disabled. But there is also a chapter on women, on the curriculum, talking about the hymen, the importance of virginity, etc. How do you look at that? मैं वही कह रही हूँ, मुझे तो ये moral policing लग रही है, moral lecture लग रहा है, instead of a medical curriculum.
Yeah, it mostly seems to be anti-women, honestly speaking. And regarding the hymen and vagina and virginity and all of these things, they have been discussed since ages. And we clearly know that in many women, hymen doesn't even exist since birth. And it cannot be a test for virginity. And even after that, why do you need to test for virginity? Do men get tested for virginity? No. Secondly, now we know that the recent Arjikar case becoming very famous and the headlines almost internationally. So did we do the 2-finger test to check that whether Momita was raped or not? The Arjikar victim? I mean, do we even talk about this? No, because it is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely disgusting. It is immoral, unethical, and illegal to talk in such sense. And we are putting this up in a medical curriculum, teaching the future of the nation, the future doctors about all of this. So I don't have words. I mean, I literally don't have words. And, I remember that 2 to 3 years back, NMC had clearly told us, like the medical students, and especially in psychiatry, we were told that LGBTQ sensitization should be done, even disability sensitization should be done in all medical colleges, and especially of the first year MBBS students. Now, I remember I used to go around all over India talking about LGBTQ basics to teach first year MBBS students. Now, what am I supposed to do after this NMC newer statement? Now, probably even I would get homophobic and transphobic comments in the future. Who knows?
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the way I'm looking at it. The NMC is the apex body in this country that regulates all medical education in India. Are they spreading disinformation? The answer to that is a big yes, which is why they probably need to relook their curriculum and make the U-turns that they are so famous for.
And I agree with the point that it is
Dr. Satyendra Singh, thank you very much for joining. Okay, you agree with the fact that it was deliberate. Let's see. We are waiting to hear from the NMC. In the last 48 hours, we have not heard from them. We've written to them. We hope they will speak to Mirror now, or they'll speak to someone and we can quote them. We would want to put their side of the story for our viewers as well. But dear viewers, so far the NMC is simply quiet. What else can we say? Dr. Satyendra Singh, thank you very much for joining us. Anish, thank you very much. Dr. Surabhi, thanks very much. And Dr. Jailal, you have done a U-turn. Dr. Jailal, you have done a U-turn on this show. I was told that you are defending the NMC. But you also decided last minute after hearing all the speakers, ki nahi bhaiya, this is not a safe position to take.
Nobody can defend the NMC.
Then is something which cannot be, nobody can support. It is totally beyond that comprehension.
You took the right stand as it were.
Yeah, thank you.
You took the right stand as it were. I have no complaints against that, except that when there is a debate, you expect another point of view as well. In this case, well, there was no other point of view. Thank you, Dr. Jailal, for joining us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a good chat. Thank you very much. I hope the higher-ups in the Health Ministry and the NMC have heard this debate.